So you want to learn Korean? That is awesome. But let's be real for a second. Staring at a brand new alphabet and just a wall of vocabulary, it can feel a little overwhelming, right? Like, where do you even start? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today with this platform, Haerye, which is basically designed to be your personal guide on this whole adventure.
And I'm not just talking about learning a few phrases so you can order coffee on your next trip. I mean, we're talking about building real, actual fluency. If that sounds like what you're after, then you are definitely in the right place. So let's take a look at the path to get there.
So why do we keep calling it a journey? Honestly, it's because learning a language isn't just a race to some finish line. It's all about the path you take there. In Haerye, well, it's designed to be your map, your GPS, making sure you always know exactly what the next turn is.
Okay, so the path that Haerye lays out is built on this really smart 4-step process. First, you master the absolute foundations. We're talking the alphabet, the sounds. Then you start building up your knowledge with vocab and grammar. After that, you put it all into practice to make it actually stick. And finally, you track your progress, which, trust me, is so important for staying motivated. Each step just flows perfectly into the next.
So let's zoom in on that first step, mastering the foundations. Think of it like building a house, right? If your foundation is all shaky and weak, the whole thing is just going to be unstable. Getting this part right is, well, it's completely non-negotiable.
The absolute first thing you'll do is Hangul 배우기, which literally means learning Hangul, the Korean alphabet. This isn't just a step, it's the master key that unlocks everything else. I mean, without it, you can't read, you can't write, you can't even get the pronunciation right. Haerye makes it crystal clear that this is where everyone has to start. And right alongside that, you're going to work on 발음 학습, or pronunciation study. And this is so crucial. Why? Because this is what gives you the confidence to actually open your mouth and speak, knowing people will understand you. It tackles that fear we all have of sounding wrong, and it does it right from day one. All right, so once you've got that solid foundation in place, it is time for step 2, building your knowledge. This is where we start gathering the bricks and mortar of the language, going from just sounds to actual words, and then from words to full-on ideas. Now, Haerye gives you this awesome learning toolkit. So in it, you've got your Danochang, which is your personal vocabulary list where you can stash every new word you find. Then there's Moonbop, the grammar lessons that are basically the blueprint for how to build sentences. And finally, you've got flashcards, the power tool for getting all this stuff to stick in your brain.
But here's where the real magic happens. It's how these tools all work together. You're not just mindlessly memorizing words from a list. No, you're learning the words, and then boom, you're immediately learning the grammar rules you need to string them together into real sentences. This is how you make that huge leap from just knowing words to actually speaking. And this really gets down to the science of learning. We've all done it, right? You just read a list of words over and over, hoping it sinks in. That's passive review. But what flashcards do is they force your brain into what's called active recall. You have to physically pull the answer out of your memory, and that creates a way stronger connection. It's the difference between just recognizing something and truly, deeply knowing it.
Okay, so you've built your foundation, you've got your toolkit, now for the really fun part, putting it all to practice. This is where all that stuff you learned in theory becomes a real, tangible skill you can actually use.
And a key tool for this is called 받아쓰기, or dictation. Now, the process sounds super simple. 1, you listen to a native speaker. 2, you type out what you hear. 3, you get instant feedback. But just think about what's going on there. You're training your listening, your spelling, and your comprehension all at the same time. It's just an incredibly efficient way to practice.
And that really hammers home the core philosophy here. You don't really learn something by just reading about it in a book. That knowledge only becomes permanent when you're forced to actually use it, to put it into action. That's when your brain starts firing on all cylinders and really making those connections.
And that brings us to our final and maybe most important step, tracking your progress. Let's be honest, learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Some days you feel like you're on top of the world, and other days, well, not so much. And that's when your motivation really gets put to the test.
It is just so easy to get discouraged, to feel like you've hit a wall and you're not getting anywhere. But having a way to look back and see hard visual proof of how far you've come, that's the rocket fuel that's going to keep you going through those tough days. And that is precisely what your 학습 통계, your learning statistics, are for. This dashboard gives you this super clear visual report card on how you're doing. How many words have you mastered? How many grammar lessons have you completed? What's your accuracy like? It's your own personal proof that you are, in fact, getting better every day.
So, when you pull it all together, what do you have? You start with the very first letter of the Korean alphabet. You build up your vocabulary and grammar, you practice until it feels like second nature, and you get to watch yourself improve with detailed stats. It's the entire journey, from start to, well, wherever you want to go, all in one place.
So the path is clear and all the tools you need are right there, ready to go. The only question left is the one you see right here. Your Korean learning journey is waiting for you. So, what are you going to learn first?